to reiterate, level 8, week 4, day 3, upper body. Pull-ups, superset with shoulder press. I haven't supersetted them before. We'll do that today, primarily because I want this to go by quickly. Dumbbell single arm row, push-ups, curls, supersetted, and then knee up crunch and side bends, also supersetted. So it should be a relatively quick workout, and it will give us free time to chat about things if we want to. Just let me know if there is some type of lecture you want me to do to bust out the grandiose whiteboard that we have here. But in the meantime, I'm going to set us up. I found that if I just put you guys on the freezer, it's a pretty solid spot, and I don't have to move you guys around all the time. So I'm going to do that right now. And now that I'm doing dumbbell for this, I don't have to get the bar all set up, which is a factor sometimes. So, hello, people. I was talking with Ashley the other day, and she wants to do like a post, like a weekly post, like a free workout Friday type thing. And I'm like, well, I stream all my workouts, so we can easily repurpose that. And so what I was thinking was, I go through and write on the whiteboard what I'm doing that particular day, so we can splice that, like write down quickly what we're doing, and then like one set of each kind of like sped up. And I think that would be pretty solid for short form content. Ooh. There's that. There. How does that look? So I want to get the pull-up bar in there. Oh. Man, sun's out, guns out, right? I don't even think I have anything written down to talk about today. I got a few things. I can always rant about something, can't I? Flexi Friday. I do actually do that in our Discord. Every Friday, I ping everybody. So anytime I ping people, Friday to share wins. Oh. And we get a good amount of wins. Some are like physical, like went to the gym 4 days this week, hit this weight loss goal. Others are more like mental, D&D prep. Was able to actually unwind and de-stress and stuff like that. So they're fun. They're good because there's like, although it's called Flexi Friday, it's flexing your wins, not necessarily your biceps. So we're gonna do a shoulder press here, pull-ups here. Okay, so let's see. Oops. That was loud. And I also turned ads up, so you shouldn't see any ads. I was talking to Bird. They yield me like 30 cents a stream, so there's no point when you're gonna get hit with 3 minutes worth of ads per hour long stream. So I said, fuck that, I'll just, I'll eat the 30 cents per stream. I'll put that quarter in a jar. Oh, remember, turn your watch on or else it won't count. Another thing, since I've lost over 50 pounds, my watch band is now too loose. I don't like it being one notch tighter though. So, I think the last time I did shoulder press, I did them seated. I want to do them standing. And, I don't know, 45 is going to be good. I like doing them, I like varying how we do them because it allows us to get a little bit more core activation. So, wait. I'm not gonna say perfect, but that felt good. I don't know if I'll be able to do. This will be fun. gotta keep moving. But yeah, I was talking yesterday about how I hit 220.0 yesterday, and that was like a it was like a half a pound drop from the day before, but that was like a 2 pound drop from the weekend, and so I was like pretty happy about it. 220 on the dot. Goal was to get below 220, and I was like, yeah, I'll probably bump up like a pound, just due to normal fluctuations, and be below 220 by the end of the week. And then today I step on the scale and I weigh 219.8. So hit my goal. I said this yesterday, I thought my lowest that I recorded in late 2020 was 219.8. So I thought it was. So I was pretty excited because I matched it. And then I looked and it was 219.2. So I got roughly half a pound more to go. Fucking lost over 50 pounds. I guess I can wait another half pound. But yeah, like I said, I want to get down to between 200 and 210. I think that'll be pretty good. The lowest I have ever been in my adult life was actually into high school. As soon as I hit over 200. But the lowest I've ever been was 201. So it was like 201.5 or something like that. So I'm not saying I want to get there because I didn't have a whole lot of muscle, but you never know. Never say never, right? Six, 9, 10. Okay, that feels good. I gotta pump them up. Warm up the muscles since we're in goddamn 30-degree weather. Okay, so those pull-ups, and maybe I talked about them before. I like to have this is the easiest, fastest way to do assisted pull-ups on a power rack. Just put your bar on your safety rails. Same height that I use for bench. I never change my safety rails. Throw the bar there, put my toesies on it, and then I can do pull-ups. And granted, this is going to be a good amount of assistance, more than I actually need. But the good thing is, I can do a pull-up, and I come nice and slow on the way down. Just like what we talked about yesterday, which was if you outgrow the weight that you have, you just go down a lot slower. And so that same premise, time under tension. I'm out of breath from talking. I spent all day scripting a new video that I'm making. I have a video that I send prospective clients. It's on the one currently is on my YouTube. It kind of acts as homework and as like a good overall general base of knowledge, what to expect working with us. And the last one I filmed was like in February. So what was that, 8 months ago? And 9 months ago. So it's a little outdated. We've added a lot of benefits and features and stuff like that. And my skills have improved a lot as far as like editing and stuff. So I am making a new one to reflect all the awesome changes and stuff like that. And so if it's a video that's gonna last, 6 to 12 months, I need to make sure it's pretty good. So I've been working on the script and everything. 10. There's man. I feel that in my shoulder. We'll probably be done with that. Well, we are done. This is the last time. Okay. Oh, fuck. Don't want your bird that into your car. So yeah, like I was saying, I've been working on that script. So my dumbbell rolled off my bench. It did not hit your car. And so yeah, my other video, some of you watching may have seen it. It's just like me screen sharing, kind of like a Loom video or Zoom, but this one will be more YouTube-esque, where there'll be a lot of like B-rolls of me talking and stuff. So tomorrow I'm filming the B-rolls. Friday I'm gonna film the actual video. Ooh, I'm feeling it in my shoulder. Alright, good thing we know where they push. So we got pulls, or a single arm row. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I'll stay there. But you guys need me to lower you. Is anybody here from YouTube? Like, you watched my VODs and was like, hell yeah, I gotta watch this guy stream live? Let me know. Because it takes me a long time not to edit the YouTube videos, because I just clip off the beginning. But it takes a lot of time to upload from my camera to my computer. That takes a minute. I put it on DaVinci, which is what I use to edit, splice it out. It takes a while to render, then I gotta upload it. It takes me like 5 minutes to create the thumbnail. Maybe a little bit longer than that, because I gotta do a lot of screen capping. And so I gotta do a lot of that. And then it takes like 3 hours to upload. I don't know why. Our upload speeds are ass here. So if you're here, let me know. A lot of that all runs in the background when my computer doesn't freeze. So normally we do rows like this, right? Right leg, right hand, everything row. But sometimes you don't always have a bench. And sometimes you only have like a kitchen counter, or for some reason a dumbbell rack. I'm sure you guys see people do that in the gym. So let's figure out how we can do it with one point of contact, which will be our hand. So left leg forward, left leg on the bench, right leg back, boom, to the ribs. 7, 8, 9, 10, boom. And switch it up. Always make sure your weights aren't gonna come undone. Get a good rotation, kind of like you're pulling a bow. People say lawnmower, but you know, us fantasy nerds prefer, you know, being that open archer. What is that? 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Oh, give me a second. Feel good? Next set, I'll show you what happens if you don't have anything to lean on. Or not what happens, but like what you can do to position your body. How's everybody's Wednesday going? Wednesday's really chill for me because I don't take calls, so I do a lot of content. And like I said, today was just editing the content. Not editing, sorry. Writing that script for that video. Actually, a big part of it was I wanted to do B-roll with me on the leg press. So you're kind of waiting for that. And then we're doing the gamified elements that I talked about yesterday, Monday? I can't remember when, but we're giving out rewards, kind of like trophies, for each set, for each milestone, 4 different milestones, and I had to figure out what I wanted to give out, so I figured those out today. So, let's say you don't have a bench, table, something to lean on, you can do it like this. So, put it on the ground, split stand squat, elbow on knee, you can pick it up. again, you're still getting that rotation, drawing that bow. What is your L5C? I think, I don't know, one more. Boom. And then switch stances. Sometimes, you know, you might not, but remember to. Oh. 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now we gotta do curls. Oh. Alright, push-ups and curls. We'll be on the ground for that too. But, let me take a second. Oh. You know, I had a call with somebody Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, yesterday. And, you know, I always start the call with, what motivated you to even want to be on today's call? And he told me, he's just straight up, he's like, I've been following you for a while, seeing your ad for a while, and the thing that made me take the plunge was seeing your recent weight loss transformation. And I really like that. I really like that because it shows that, you know, it's being out there, being vulnerable, resonates with people, and that being authentic, again, resonates with people. And a big part of why I'm doing this, besides to create content while working out, is just to show a more authentic version of myself, I guess. Because, you know, you're here with me through the thick of it, the good, bad, and the ugly, and we're going through it together. And so that's why I'm doing this, because, you know, you watch this for 10 minutes, you're going to get a much better understanding of like my vibe and who I am as a person than watching 10 fairly edited reels. And so that's why I'm streaming, and that's why I put the VODs up with very minimal editing, and then I splice the lectures at the end, again with minimal editing, because I know that authenticity is very sought after right now. I know a lot of people are just starved for it when, you know, a lot of people are always polished and trying to present their best selves and trying to be, you know, always uploading the highlight reels, and I'm over here struggling to do pull-ups and crunches and shit like that. So we're all in it together. And one more set. I like doing it this way. I'm gonna do it like this. I don't ever do it like this. So again, weight on the ground, elbow, forearm on knee, grab it, pull that draw, pull that bow. 4, 8, 9, 10. And always switch legs. Remember that. If you're new, you might not switch stances. You might forget. 9. Oh. Yeah, that's my last set. I thought. Oh. Could you guys see that? I forgot I moved the camera. Yeah, you could. Right, that's good. Next is curls and push-ups, so I'll need to drop it again. But also, that video, it'll probably only be like 15 minutes. You know, it's taking me like a week to prepare it. Excuse me. I can splice it for like shorter form content too, so I'll get a lot of use out of it. All right, so we're gonna do push-ups, probably of the close grip variety, and then curls if I need to drop the weights. We're 3 days into this challenge, story arc. This is our first one with actual story, first challenge, and it's going well. It's going well. We have some contenders. There's some competitive people that are in the challenge. So, it's cool. It's good. Let's drop it. Bird hyping up the chat. I like it. All right, I'm gonna do push-ups here. Do push-ups first, apparently. That's how I wrote it down. You guys can see. You can see? You can see. I'm trying to make sure. And 9, 10, back. These dumbbells are like, these screws are so long that I have to make sure that they don't hit my sides. Whew. So, how'd that look? Cold weather. Oh, this is a good lesson. So you know how we're supersetting everything. Superset, pull up, shoulder press, and then single arm row we didn't superset, but we did them, one arm at a time. Push-ups, curls we're supersetting, and then core always superset. And you notice we're over halfway through the workout and only 18 minutes in to the workout, and so that's a really good way to expedite things while keeping heart rate high. You get more bang for your buck. Superset. With that. So there was something I want to talk about. Oh, yeah. So I need to look at it. So this happens to all of us, right? Where we get into something like, we start a new workout program and 2 weeks goes by, we don't see results, we get demotivated, we stop, right? And the thing is, it's like, fitness is one of the only things that we have such a short attention span on, right? It's like, I've been out of shape for 10 years, haven't worked out since high school, coming on my 10-year graduation, or 10-year reunion, and I work out for 2 weeks and I expect all of that to be erased or see significant results. And if you think about if we applied that to other areas of our lives, if we gave up on our job because we sucked at it after 2 weeks, or schooling, you're like, well, it's been 2 weeks, don't have a bachelor's yet, so I might as well call it good. Or, being a parent. Well, I might as well give this kid up. It's been 2 weeks and they haven't stopped crying. Just even stuff like games, D&D, shit like that. Like our hobbies. If we just gave up after 2 weeks of not seeing, not being perfect at it, it's just stupid, honestly. Because I'll have a little bit of that struggle sometime with my, my business. Not so lately, because I've been too busy to stress about it, if I'm being honest. But we have, there we go. We have, sorry. Especially starting off, 2 years in. Still doing well, kind of breaking even, stuff like that. But it's 2 years, it took me, I don't want to admit this, but it took me 6 years to get my bachelor's. And so it's I've giving up after 2 years, where it took me 6 years to get a bachelor's, 8 years total to get my master's. And so just looking at that time frame, especially for looking at it in relation to school, you try something for 2 weeks and you're like, well, it took me 4 years to get my bachelor's, and I'm giving up on this in 2 weeks. Doesn't make sense when you think about it that way. What is this? Oh, I got all these. I almost hit my head on this. That's why I want to move this. There we go. Push-ups. Oh, I gotta pull you guys. So, long story short, keep the grind. Don't give up on your hopes and dreams. And curls. And 1, and 2, and 1, 2, 3, Don't worry, bird, those didn't hit your car either. Oh, really nice. Those are just plates that I took off my dumbbell that fell off the bench. We're all good. We're all good. I got one more set. What's something that I can talk about? I didn't make many notes today because I was so balls deep in script writing apparently. I also make notes when like I have calls with clients, and so some days I have a lot of calls with clients, and somebody asked me a question. I was like, oh, that's good content. I'll write that down. And it's good because now obviously I talk to you guys, you lovely fine folks, but I have kind of notes on potential content that I can make, like dedicated short form stuff. And actually one thing that I talked about with Ashley today, because she's helping me with content, was what it actually looks like to have more energy, right? Because we always say, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds so I can have better energy, right? I want to have more energy. And that's kind of borderline nebulous term, and energy can kind of show in different ways. And obviously it's to be able to get up and go for a walk and go work out and do all these things that I want to do, right? Obviously, where I don't feel just completely drained after work. Yes, that is definitely a form of increased energy, and that's a very obvious form. But there's also the being able to watch TV without falling asleep on the couch, being able to play video games without just constantly zoning out because you're just mentally exhausted, or being able to actually deal with your very annoying family at Thanksgiving because you have the mental energy and bandwidth to deal with your racist uncle or stuff like that, or be able to actually hit your work deadline because you're not so full of brain fog and fatigue that you can actually focus and actually, hit your KPIs and get promoted. So there's a lot of other ways that having high increased energy shows. What? You talk about my racist uncle? I'm just saying, Thanksgiving's right around the corner. We all have one. Alright, push-ups, last set. Make sure you don't hit your head on the bench. If your elbows and shoulders are cracking, it means it's working. See, it's like snags on my pocket. See, it's just like that. Back, 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 back. I need one of these. We'll keep one. Does that mean I can stay here? I'm doing my abs. Do your trenches. Whew. That look good? That feel good? I feel like I always get more viewers when I take my sweatshirt off, so maybe I should get a heater. Is Pickles in the chat? Not like the emoji. Pickles is actually somebody. Dang, I stuck my throat. I don't think that helped, but alright. We doing alright? I feel like there's something else I was going to talk about today. Oh, I made a hot take last week. So I'm doing hot take Harleys, and it's essentially me dressed up as a redneck, giving you my hot take. Like, you should be tracking your weight, you should be tracking your calories. I talked about this with you guys last week about how a lot of problems in life are because your identity is shit, and you're a piece of shit because your identity is shit. But also, another one, this is a real hot take, life would be a lot easier if you were in better shape. Almost all of your problems will be solved or will be easier if you become in better shape. For most people, that's losing weight. But I don't think anybody has ever said, damn, I'm too healthy. So it really has a ripple effect. I was just talking to Ashley about, she had a testimonial call with one of our clients, Aaron. And Aaron had walked with a cane. This is all in the video. He walked with a cane when he first started working out with us, and he's lost 45 pounds, and he's doing Muay Thai, and he hasn't used his cane in months. So he's just starting Muay Thai. It's not like he's really getting into it, but he's starting Muay Thai. He hasn't used his cane in months. Life across the board is better for him, and it's just a complete testimony to how just getting in better shape and actually focusing on your physical health can be have a ripple effect into all aspects of your life. So we're going to do crunches, knee-up crunches, and then dumbbell side bends. So long story short, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Remember that. All right, 1, 2. I feel like I did these Monday. That's all. It's not like my abs are going to get used to them. So remember, side bend, we're working this side. So you can come all the way down to do a hyperextension, but remember, you're crunching this side. I like to just stay at neutral, but you can. This will be kind of the equivalent to like a dumbbell fly, like a chest fly. You come all the way down, but again, I like to stay at neutral. And also, remember, if somebody's holding 2 dumbbells, you can pretty much laugh at them. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. And like always, don't drop the weight on your foot. Stretch it if you want, you don't have to. I feel like I probably could go up on a weight, but I'm not gonna. Oh, also with this, don't roll. If you go too far, you might want to roll. You might be inclined to. So go as far as you can, and then stop. You can also gauge where you are. Your hand, everyone's arms and hips and torsos are different lengths. So kind of gauging where you are by your leg. For me, it's nowhere near my knee. But then some people have really long arms and short legs where they can touch your knee. How'd that look? To Buddy, you meant to Buddy not making progress? Yeah, good. Yeah, I actually do have strong opinions on that phrase. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. I know everyone's like, oh, it's so toxic, it promotes bad eating behaviors, blah, blah, blah. Well, they say the same thing about tracking calories and tracking your weight, right? And so saying nothing tastes as good as skinny feels at surface does imply that all food is bad, the fewer calories the better. But it can also be that little mantra you say in your head when you're having that late night craving. Like, it's after dinner, I had all my calories, I don't have any calories left over. I'm not hungry, but I'm craving, that sweet snack, if you will. That mantra can be like, no, I have goals, and this extra snack that will put me over my calories doesn't align with those goals. And that can be a good way to kind of break you out of that. So, I gotta back up a little bit. So, yeah, not everything you hear is toxic. I smash my head on these weights. All right. 12. Plus, everyone's always looking for a reason to get pissed off, so I think that's a good excuse. So, do a stretch. I kind of like starting off with a little bit of a stretch, but you don't need to. 3. Oh, I can almost touch my knee. Yeah. But I think I rotate a little bit. I do feel it more on this side. 9 and 10. Actually, I'm gonna assess something. That's funny because I hurt my back like in 2017, and this side, there's a muscle that attaches from the bottom of your ribs to the top of your pelvis. It's called your quadratus lumborum, QL for short, and that was actually seizing up. So, and I would literally sit like I was at an angle, maybe not that, but like this. Just like my normal upright posture for a while, like months. And so maybe that's why this side doesn't feel it as much, because it's overworked. And that was in 2017. I have no idea what number I'm on. We'll do 2 more. Oh, there we go. I'll put my shoes on. Yes. That guy has made progress with his mobility. He was on the verge of getting ankle surgery, and him and Ashley did an ankle mobility routine. No surgery needed. Again, walking with a cane. No need to walk with a cane anymore. Potentially getting back into like running and jogging, and then obviously Muay Thai like we talked about. So all good things from just honestly not a whole lot of crazy stuff. He did the ankle mobility stuff, and I think they did other mobility stuff, but it's your standard, but I think bodyweight strength training. Can't remember if he had access to a gym. And then a very mild deficit for calories. So again, he worked with us for 8 months, and actually he had to take a month off, like literally halfway through. He went 4 months on, paused for a month, and then took it, and then it was on another 4 months. And in that 1 month, he kept going with his progress. So obviously it was really important to him, and he didn't like completely rebound or anything like that. So that alone was like a mini experiment to see if he was able to kind of keep up on his own. He crushed it, dude. He crushed it. All right, last set. Then we're potentially cutting it early. I'd like to make it to an hour, so we might do some kind of lecture, but I'll need ideas. Preferably something I can write on the whiteboard with. I think that helps me not ramble as much, even though I do ramble a lot. Bird just yelled at me today because I was rambling, and I told her, you know, some people just can't sit in silence, which is why I'm good at talking to you guys. Well, 13, 14, 15. I feel like, I had 2 fluorescent bulbs explode in here over the summer, so I'm probably got shards of glass in my back. Well, hold on. Rotate. I don't think I did this last time. Oh yeah, I like to start off with one big stretch. There we go. Still looking at that Ein Thor, essentially the 3DS. It's $400, the one that I want. You get it for $350. There's a it's a $349. Sorry, there's a $249, $299, a $399, and the $349. I think there's different ones, and I want the 3rd highest. See, I lose count. Again, I don't feel it in this side as much, so I don't feel like risking it apparently. But I have a modded 3DS. I have an not old, but I have an LCD Steam Deck, and I have a Switch 2. So, do I need all that extra $300 device? device, $350 device. There. In fact, I can see the glass. I'm pretty sure there's still glass here. Those things exploded, like, they're pressurized. I found that out the hard way. They are, in fact, pressurized. And blow my nose real quick. Yeah, we just replaced our, we have fluorescent light bulbs in our kitchen. So we have this big gaudy kitchen light. And we replaced it after about 3 years of not using it. And I put the light bulbs in here, and I found out they're pressurized because I accidentally smashed one, and then I smashed the other one. I know, well, I was talking to you, and then you stopped listening. Alright, let me get set up, like always. We can kind of chat for a second. Do a nightly recap. I need to move this, because this is too low, right? You guys don't want to look like your toddler sitting on the ground. Oops. Oh, back me, buddy. How's that? I need a better tripod. Not only do I need something a little bit taller, but so janky. So I've still been playing Dragon Quest Monsters. I'm on a Dragon Quest kick. I haven't even been playing a whole lot. I've never really played Dragon Quest games. But they're like peak JRPG. And that's kind of what my brain has been on lately. So, give me a second. Alright. So, today, level 8, week 4, day 3, upper body. Did some modifications to it, like always. Pull-ups, superset with dumbbell shoulder press. I think I did shoulder press first. And then, what's that? Sorry, I know there's a glare. But, did that dumbbell shoulder press. Single arm row, we actually did a few variations of that to show you different postures and stances based on the equipment availability you have. And push-ups and curls, I did like diamond push-ups, curls, knee up crunch, side bend. And remember, when doing side bends, a very common mistake that people use is they put dumbbells in both hands, which is your glorified teeter-totter at that point. Always you want an asymmetrical load, LOL, when doing side bends. And then always, starting weight 272.2, current weight 219.8, hit a threshold I was trying to hit for 4 or 5 months. And 6 foot even, because that question always comes up. And if you want this workout and 170 some odd others, completely free ebook with cooking and shopping guide, sleep guide, and some high protein recipes, 40 high protein recipes, and the workouts. All in here. Completely free. Just join the Discord, and it's under hashtag freebies, the freebies section. So let's go over something. I don't have a lecture prepared today, but what do we want to go over? Bird. Yesterday, I kind of briefly went over what we do for lower body. I just whipped out this. I just moved this over there, and I said this is quickly how we do a lower body workout, how we structure a lower body workout. Upper body, there's not a huge science to it, but we've done a lot of workout programs. I guess one thing we can do is like what a barbarian workout would be. We've done fighter and ranger, right? I don't think we've done barbarian. So let's do that. Let me put my sweatshirt on. maybe. Erase this. So one of my videos, I like to splice out the lectures, right? I put the whole workout VOD up on YouTube, and then I'll splice the lecture and put that in as a second separate video. And the one we did, I think it was Friday, maybe Monday. The body weight secret formula, I drew plankton and stuff. That video got over 100 likes in like a day, which is like by far one of the best videos I've had, long form videos I've had. And then I watched, and it was like, if this is like retention and time, it was like this. And with like literally within like the first 10 seconds, like 90% of the people dropped. And what happened was I went back and watched it. And in that time I'm writing the title, and then I'm drawing plankton and stuff. So I essentially just went and I cut that part out to see if it would improve it. So not a lot of people liked my drawing of plankton, is what the theory or the moral of that story is. So let's do Barbarian. So this is, we'll say, first level, right? Because again, I do these. Well, that's a shitty one. Sorry, my OCD. Like I took some extra Tylenol today. So there's obviously more thematic workouts that you can incorporate to make it feel more like you're a barbarian. But I wanted to do something, I like when I do these, the little bit of thought experiments, I like doing stuff that is very practical, right? Something that, you know, your average beginner barbarian is going to be a little bit more intermediate, but your average person can do. Like you can go to the gym and do a barbarian workout without needing a whole bunch of crazy gym equipment or battle axes. So that's what this is. This will be a 5-day split. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, fuck me. Shout out to Pickles for these erasers. Thursday and Friday. So, oh, we didn't do a needs analysis, did we? So, what does a barbarian need? You over here. There. What's a barbarian's main goal? Right? Say it with me. Strength. Very good. We need strength, and I will say very minimally cardio. Mostly in the form of like sprinting, right? You could argue you're swinging around, you're raging and stuff like that. You need to have strong cardio. You absolutely do. But strength is going to be the main thing with, like say, sprints or HIIT style cardio. That's kind of the main needs analysis. And that said, I think I'm going to put my sweatshirt on. Give me a second. Also, like I said, I killed the ads, right? I feel like they're just more detrimental. Got anything on my back? No. I feel like they're more detrimental to the user experience. And my goal for this, like I mentioned, I want to obviously be that present that authentic self and be on this journey with you guys as you kind of walk through my new workout phases and stuff like that. And I do the workouts out of the book. But I also want this to be something that you guys actually enjoy participating in. Whether it's these lectures, interacting with the chat, stuff like that during the workouts. But I want this to become something that you actually look forward to Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. And so with that said, I killed the ads. And yeah, that's it. I'm not going to say you should subscribe yet because I have nothing to give you besides, I think you get like one emoji to subscribe. But I want to eventually down the road make it so that way this is something that you want to subscribe to. And I got shit, my hair's all staticky. Okay, so I'm grabbing a drink, but we're doing a barbarian split. It's going to be a 5-day split. It's going to be 4 gym days, and 1 cardio day. Okay, so if we were to pull the workouts out of this book, we would flip all the way towards the end. Actually, 12th level is a good one. 12th level, we're going to do what's called a power building split. And so power building is actually kind of akin to what I'm doing because I'm modifying these. I killed the ads, so you shouldn't see any ads. But power building is when you do heavy ass weight for your first lift, your main four, bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press, bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press. You do that for heavy lift, which is like 5 reps or below. And then the rest are going to be more accessory style, around 8 to 12 reps. And so that's the type of split that we're going to be doing here. So Monday, it's going to be upper, lower, and then Wednesday is going to be cardio. Which, we can talk about cardio, but there won't be a whole lot of programming here, but we can talk about what that will look like. So we'll do upper. Actually, I don't write that. Let's write it up. So naturally, Monday, International Chest Day, right? So we'll do bench. Me too. Cool. So we're gonna do bench. Can you read that? Is that too small? Bird, tell me if you can read that. You're going to do bench. I don't know if she can even see it. Bench, you're going to do 6 by 4. Sorry. 6 by 4. So again, we're hitting heavy. If you're just starting off, then I would say maybe 5 by 5. So, Bird says it's kind of small. So we'll do bench. Bird's got, pun intended, she does have like eagle eye. So let's do 5 by 5. Okay. And I'm gonna have to erase this because I'm gonna run out of room. We'll just go with it as we go. Bench 5 by 5. Again, starting off small, or starting off somewhat light. I don't recommend doing anything heavier or smaller reps than 5, especially if you're starting off. If you're starting off, I don't recommend anything really like lower than 8 reps because the risk of injury increases as the weight gets heavier, and you don't need to go super heavy if you're just starting off. But this is a barbarian workout, so we're assuming there's going to be some level of experience with this barbarian, right? They got strong for a reason, and they got strong somehow. So we're going to assume moderate level of experience. So bench 5 by 5. Then we're doing lat pull downs or pull ups. Let's do lat pull downs. Yeah, we'll do pull ups at that. Can you read that now, Bird? Or increase the font size. Lat pulls, and then this is something that you can do 3 by 10. So again, heavy ass weight, 5 by 5, 6 by 4, 5 by 3, and then lat pulls, sweet, 3 by 10. Then you can do dumbbell overhead press, like what we did today. Dumbbell overhead press. And again, this could be 3 by 10. This could be 3 by 10. And then we'll do seated curls and dips. I like dips. And those will be 3 by 10. And then we will do V-ups. Ooh, these ones suck. We haven't done V-ups because your boy sucks at them. And then planks. Planks will be for a long time. Yeah, 70 seconds. We'll do 60 seconds. Since again we're kind of starting off. Oh Jesus Christ, 10 minutes. What am I doing? 10. So it's your upper body day 1. And I'm going to have to erase this when we get to the second round of these workouts. Next, we'll do Tuesday. We'll do lower body. Naturally. Squat. Again, 5 by 5. Which if you squat 5 by 5, that absolutely sucks ass. It is a lot of reps. 3 by 10, which is more reps, feels easier than 5 by 5. So just a forewarning. Oh, there we go. Sorry. And then RDL. You do barbell. 3x8 will do. RDLs you can go heavier because it's a lift that you can go heavy on and not risk injury. Where like lat pulls, I wouldn't really do a whole lot of heavy lat pulls. This one says 3x8, so we can do 3x8. But anything really lower than 6 reps isn't something that I would totally recommend for these. This actually says 3x12. And then these are 3x15. Because we're bumping up. And again, if you need to adjust these to 3x10 to make things a little bit easier, that is fine. Ooh, these ones suck. I think I talked about these before. Step ups. 2. Reverse lunge. These are 2 exercises in one, kind of like a superset. And then this will be 3x10. Because you will not want to do anything more than that. 3x10. And then calves, which would be probably a 3x15. I don't recommend doing anything more than 15 reps. So you can go as low as like 1 or 2 reps if you're very experienced. But I wouldn't recommend anything higher than 15 reps because of the amount of diminished returns is the risk of injury increases through repetitive stress, and the amount of gains that you get from higher reps is like ass. So don't do that. And then crunches. And lying leg raises. Oh shit. 3x15. So this is your first phase or first half of the week. We're going to do upper lower, and because I'm gonna have to erase this, so I'll recap it with my dagger. Where's my dagger? Oh, I lost it. Oh, it's right here. My pointing dagger. So upper body day 1, bench heavy 5x5, lat pulls not too heavy 3x8, adding a little bit of weight there. Dumbbell overhead press 3x12, more accessory style, higher reps. Curls and dip superset 3x15, V-ups superset with planks. Those are also going to be 3 sets, 15 and then 1 minute planks. Good luck. And then Tuesday, lower body squats 5x5, again heavyweight. A lot of taxing of the central nervous system, so good luck with that. Romanian deadlifts 3x8, kind of heavy, not crazy. Step ups, reverse lunges. You will question everything in your entire life if you do that. 3x10 each. Calves 3x15. Crunches, superset with leg raises 3x15. So you can see how we start off heavy and we end up going with higher reps, which is a very solid rep range in total. So next, any questions on that? I really need to screw this to the wall. Next we can talk about cardio. Actually, let's do that last because I want to keep this train going. So we'll do cardio on Wednesdays, but I'll circle back to that. And then on Thursdays, we're doing upper body day 2, which is going to be barbell overhead press. This can go 3x5. No, sorry, 5x5. Again, another, if you haven't really done this before, I would not recommend doing 5. I recommend doing like 10, 3x10. So again, this is for more of your intermediate style lifter, and actually this is the 12th level in this book, which they do actually level up in intensity, so keep that in mind when doing this. Barbell overhead press, something that we haven't really talked about, because I've been lazy, is you can do your strict press where you're coming here and lifting up and all that, but also what you can do is like a push press where you come down and then do like a 1/8 of a squat and push it up with your whole body. That is like a decent full body workout. And if you do that, you can actually go very heavyweight right there. And it is something to take note of. Again, it is a progressed form of strict overhead press, and it is a good way to really fill out the upper body. I noticed when I do these, I have a really big, my upper chest fills out, and even like my shoulders and traps fill out because of that. Oh, we're over here. And the pull-ups. If you're doing 3x10. If you're doing something like an intermediate level, you probably shouldn't need assisted pull-ups. Maybe hitting failure on that last set, but you should be able to do 3 sets of 10 pull-ups unassisted. And like today, I like adjusting my hand placement between each set, overhand, reverse grip, neutral grip, if you have the ability to, just because it targets the arms a little bit differently. Ooh, T-bar row. T-bar row, 3x12. T-bar row is something that I have, but I have not showed you. It is a handle, a close grip handle that goes over a barbell, the end of a barbell, and ideally the barbell goes into some kind of landmine or an anchor point. You can throw some plates on it, and then you row. If you don't have that ability, a lot of gyms probably don't have the ability to do T-bar rows, but they have like a cable row with the close grip attachment. Do that instead. This is a really good exercise. I really like this exercise because roll your shoulders back, nice big chest, and you pull in close and tight, and it makes you kind of feel like a man. And then curls, again, this says preacher curl machine. And push-ups. So diamond push-ups. So this is pretty much what we did today. This does say preacher curl machine and then diamond push-ups, but you can do what works best. Changing up bis and tris is not the biggest priority of doing a workout. So if you find like a set of curls that you like doing, stick with them. Mix them up if you want, but you don't need to change them up so much. And then this says ab machine. And if you have the ability to do so at a gym, great. And then segments. Superset, 3x10. It should probably be 3x15. Yeah. Why not? So yeah, if you have an ab machine at your gym, cool. If not, you can do regular crunches and then dumbbell side bends like we did today. So Friday, last gym day, is going to be deadlifts. You guys following me here? Am I going too fast? Deadlifts. Okay, I spelled that right. 5x5. Deadlift is something that you really want to make sure that you have good form on before doing heavy weights. The risk of injury is a lot higher than the other 3 lifts because you are pulling from a dead position, meaning coming up in the concentric phase is where you start rather than lowering the weight down like the other 3 main lifts. So you are pulling, gripping and ripping out of the gate rather than letting your body absorb the load before you push. And that can increase risk of injury. Not saying you touch a heavy dumbbell or heavy barbell and you try to pull, you're gonna blow your back out, but the risk is higher than like a RDL, which is where you do start low in the eccentric phase. And so just be mindful of that when doing that. Again, to reiterate, this is more for intermediate lifter. First level barbarian, intermediate level lifter. Then we'll do front squats. Something we have not done together. 3x8. These are really good variations of squats. They're a little bit more quad dominant. It forces you to keep your body upright. You can do them with a bar. You could also do them with dumbbells. I don't want to stab myself. where you keep the 2 dumbbells, kind of rest them on your shoulders. Also, goblet squats would be a regressed version of a front squat because the weight is still in front of you, forcing you to keep your body upright. So with your front squats. Oh, geez, sorry, I was reading the wrong one. Regular dumbbell reverse lunges. So if you notice, this is 3 by 10, 3 by 12. Remember we did step ups or reverse lunges, those would be body weight. This will be with dumbbells. Also, you can actually do like what we did over here, single leg press, if you have the ability to do so. I think that would be a good variation of that. If the 2 reverse lunges is too much for you. And these ones, I like these ones. Farmer carries. So, where are we at? 30 seconds. 5 by 30 seconds. So farmer carries are a really good exercise for core stability, for cardio health, grip strength. It is a great all-around exercise, and if somebody is trying to look for functional movements that potentially can improve longevity and improve just overall functional health and wellness, farmer carries are one of the best, carries in general, but farmer carries are one of the best things that you can do. I know we've talked about like the main lifts, squat, hinge, push, pull, twists. The 5th one is carries. And farmer carries are great because you're carrying 2 dumbbells, or if you have farmer carry handles, which I do somewhere over there, and just walk back and forth. You can either count your steps or do laps or time. They're really good for just overall core, trunk stability, and grip strength, which is all the stuff that your barbarian needs. So this is a really good exercise. And if you wanted to, because this is where you normally do your calves, you can do them while walking on your toesies. So. And then we will do bicycles. Mountain climbers. Mountain climbers is a little bit more cardio. Maybe 3 by 15? Yep. But it's still a good core exercise. And so this will be your 2nd leg day. And again, since I'm about to erase all this, let's reiterate. Upper body day 2 for Thursday, barbell overhead press. You can kind of turn that into a push press where you get your actual whole body into it, 5 by 5. Don't go too heavy. Also watch your wrists and elbows, and then obviously shoulders there. Pull-ups, 3 by 10. You should be able to do 10 unassisted pull-ups at this point. T-bar row. Also, you can do a compound row if you don't have the ability to do a T-bar row with like a landmine. If you have a gym like a Crunch Fitness or something that has a turf bay, chances are you have the ability to do T-bar rows. Curls and push-ups, close grip push-ups, probably diamond push-ups. You can also do clap push-ups. Those are really cool. Or decline push-ups. Those are also really cool. 3 by 15 ab machine if you have the ability. Side bends, 3 by 15. And then heavy ass deadlifts, be careful, keep your back straight, be mindful of form, 5 by 5, front squats, 3 by 8, dumbbell reverse lunges, 3 by 12 each, good luck, LOL. Farmer carries, 5 by 30 seconds, these are great. Crunch Fitness has farmer carry treadmills, which I like straight up kind of want to buy one, like a treadmill for here, except they're like $2,500. So not a practical purchase, but they're really cool because it's a treadmill with handles on the side and plate loads. So you actually load the plate, stand up, and then walk in place. Beautiful machine. Bicycle crunches, 3 by 15, and mountain climbers, 3 by 15 each. Those are both 2-sided. So that is your 2nd half of the week, upper body day and lower body day 2. How does that sound? Next we'll touch on cardio. Also, for those of you joining late, this is a first level barbarian workout for somebody who has intermediate level experience in the gym. This is the 2nd half of the workout, which is 12th level power building 4-day split. If you want that free copy, completely free ebook in our Discord, which Bird will probably plug here in just a second. Also, Bird is a human, not a bot. So next, let's talk about cardio. I'm erasing this. No need to save your questions until the end. If you have any, let me know. I know I said I was going to do a quick lecture, and then this ended up probably being one of our longest ones yet. This is the type of stuff that I really like. Like I said, I got my master's in exercise physiology with a specialist in like specialization in strength conditioning and periodization. I took an entire semester-long class just on periodization. It was independent study, and so this like type of program design and like theory crafting shit. This is what I like doing. So if you have any questions on that, so let's talk about their cardio. It'll be pretty simple. It'll be Wednesday. And it's going to be HIIT. And instead of giving you like an actual HIIT workout, I can give you examples. But let's talk about what this looks like. High intensity. Interval training. Am I uphill? Yeah, fuck yeah, I am. So, HIIT training, high intensity interval training. You probably have heard it before. You probably have heard of HIIT and thought it was just HIT. There is a second I in there. So, what high intensity interval training is fast-paced shit. And so, these are your burpees, sprints, your mountain climbers, anything that is going to be very fast-paced that you're going to do for a somewhat short period of time that you will then need some type of longer rest for. So examples would be, like I just said, burpees, which nobody likes. That's sloppy. Nobody likes burpees. So burpees also, besides the fact that they're like a really good cardio workout, they have no real sport application. So if you're trying to do this for sport output, burpees, getting on the ground and getting yourself back up again, really does not have a whole lot of sport application. So it's a good excuse to not do burpees. But some that are good, like jumping jacks, those are like pretty solid. I forgot your eyes can't probably read that. Jumping jacks. Mountain climbers, I like mountain climbers because they're easier to do. Then you do them in place. You're in a push-up position and you drive your knees to your chest. Those are great. You can also do like jumps of some sort. This would be like jump squats, split stance jump squats where you're like lunging and stuff like that. Alternating lunge squats or lunge jumps. Sorry. So these are good. And then also stuff that a barbarian would probably do are sprints. And there's a whole lot more, right? But I'm gonna give you some basic level examples of stuff that most people can do with the exception of like burpees, because fuck them. Jumping jacks, mountain climbers, squat jumps, and sprints are stuff that your intermediate level lifter can do. And your intermediate level lifter can also do burpees, but again, fuck them. So let's cross that out. But doing something where you're going to be doing jumping jacks, mountain climbers, jumps of some sort, like squat jumps. That's sloppy as hell. And then sprints are good. And a good thing to do, this is stuff that we would do with like our athletes when I trained high school athletes. You would do like 10 jump squats with like a 20-yard sprint or something like that, doing kind of like a contrast set there. And there's a whole lot that you can do. And again, I don't want to create like just a random workout there because this is going to be kind of largely individualized. But doing something like this for even like 30 minutes, like the gym workouts will probably be like 45 to 60 minutes, but doing something like this for like 30 minutes would be great. And if you wanted to, you could pair it with core, but if you follow the other workouts in there, you're doing core 4 days a week. So giving yourself a little bit of a break on core wouldn't be the end of the world. But yeah, so you're gonna do like jump squats. If you do 10 jump squats with like a 10 or 20-yard sprint, do that 3x10. And then do something like 5 reps of each of a split stance alternating jump squat with mountain climbers, and then like 10 jumping jacks, and then maybe like 5 burpees. If you did 3 sets of each of those, that would be a pretty solid HIIT workout. And this kind of falls more in line with your workout of the day, like WODs for like CrossFit, which again, a little bit more out of my scope, but because we don't do a whole lot of HIIT style cardio. But when I trained high school athletes, I did. We had a whole day dedicated to, not a whole day, but about 45 minutes once a week dedicated to this type of stuff, which was mostly just short distance sprints. We did short distance sprints one day, agility another day, and then like a conditioning day where we did more long distance stuff. So that is what you would do for cardio. Any questions on that? Also, that's what HIIT training is. I know a lot of people have probably heard what HIIT is, and they've never actually been explained it. So, any questions? Well, I think that would be a good place to call it. One last plug, if you do want this book with 170 workouts, a cooking and shopping guide, 40 high protein recipes, a sleep guide, and so much more. Oh shit. 330 pages of pure girthiness. Get yours completely free in the Discord. Discord's either in the chat or in the description of the YouTube video, and also in our bio on Instagram. So for all of you joining in, or for those of you who did tune in, I appreciate it. I am not going to be streaming the rest of the week. Tomorrow I'm playing Magic with the boys, and then Friday I am busy, and then next week I'm streaming 3 days. 3 days I'll do Monday through Wednesday again. The following week I think the same thing because that's Thanksgiving. I might do a Black Friday stream. I highly doubt it. I don't necessarily want to commit to it. But I think it's going to be 3 days for the next couple weeks, which means I might actually alter my training to do a 3-day split, push-pull legs. This week I kind of had to pull an audible, so I went upper, lower, upper, which is fine. I still hit every muscle group. Didn't skip legs. So I might go back a few levels in this book for those of you following along. For those of you reading along to the audiobook, I might go back to like level 6 or 7 and do, 7, and do a push-pull leg split, PPL, and go from there. But that's the glory of these workouts. You can be adaptable. You can adjust them however you want. Just like a D&D module, you follow the rule of cool. You're the master of your own dungeon, and you adjust them to fit your preferences. So anytime I write them up here, I tell you what changes I'm doing, because you never have to do them straight out of the book, but this will give you great structure for those who are looking to start a health and fitness journey, and they hate exercise or they're overwhelmed and not sure where to start. This 330-page ebook will be a really good handbook for you. Again, all completely free. I think, again, I might start selling them, like the physical books, but the ebooks will be free. At least this version of it. So that is that. I appreciate everybody, again, hopping on. I will probably see you guys all Monday. And if you have any questions, you want me to do anything on the whiteboard, any other type of lecture, let me know. And I guess until then, you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you guys all on the flip side. Peace out.